Coffee is my past, present, and future. This is my story. I'm 59 years old, the youngest in the family among all my siblings. Both my parents are alcoholic. My father passed away because of his kidney, and I was only 15 years old. My mom came and telling me, money going to finish, so can I help to support the family? So I decided to go nightclub to work. Then I can afford to support the whole family. So this is my story. I started from there. I mean, many years. 我很不开心 until 18 years old, I gave birth to my daughter. So 那个负担更重. My first puff of drugs is my sister offered me, and this is it's a big thing. I mean, so ridiculous until I get to know what is drugs. I don't know why she want to do that. When I started that first puff, that was 就是说跌到谷底. Remember first time, CMB ambushed the place which I work. Straight away they sent me to so-called a camp lah. So they call it as a drug rehabilitation center. 回到家不到2-3个月，我又 relapse. This time 不是 camp 了，是真正的 prison. Then for my second admission, 就记得有一次我姐姐跟我妈妈来 visit 我. When they called me for a visit, I saw my mom down here bleeding and crying, said my sister was arrested in the visit room. 回去我就对我自己讲了，这次我发誓，以后 no matter what, I will never use drugs. 我姐姐还是在用，哥哥也是。So imagine 呢，4个孩子全部都有用 drugs 有，我妈妈怎么 survive？ 我很小之前就已经会喝酒 ，actually 我自己都不知道I'm an alcoholic 了。That's due to my work, I need to drink. 很清楚看我 parents 在喝酒，没什么嘞，每个人都有喝嘛，多多少少。Until 我 seriously 知道说不行了哦，因为mom不久就去世了。Sick of this kind of life 了，我好几次有在我们门口那边看，窗口那边看。要是我有这个 courage 我跳下去一了百了嘞。有一天我的隔壁有一个男的不见2-3个礼拜，你去哪里他就说去 NAMS rehab。我说 NAMS 什么来的 ？As a Singaporean 呢，哇，50多岁我都没有听过。说你可见这是10几年我的 life 一直是这样。好像没有我存在啦。We can open up this door. That's where I begin to start my new life. 从这边我也是学习很多东西。I know nothing about coffee, but I'm a coffee drinker. I used to drink kopitiam kopio because I like to make coffee. So when Better Barista is going to start this class, 他们就鼎力咯，推荐我去。This atas coffee, I know nothing. 喝有喝了1-2杯，不可能每天喝这样贵啊。结果就去了那边 interview， 喂，反正读 BSS 我有去 support， 咁去伊人嘅 gratitude day 我有去，所以有放一个 shot 讲互人看，你人对人这个 mental problem 安怎看法？惊咯，笑，因为笑嘛。then 有诶笑咪咯，我当会怕 depression 唔是笑，是压力承受太大 breakdown， 莫用有色眼光看人这个人，有病嘛都有病的，上爱有这个病。但你人外口的人也是安尼款的看法 ，condemn， 讲真的，人安怎行出来？我讲长物件是咱新加坡人讲算讲真好了，咱会使去到外国做 charity works 咩哦？咱怎都袂使讲有较侪爱心。